right there. And you're stating that for me to have therapy with you, my phones can't be in the room,
So
even
you
though I'm
also
expecting a phone call.
Cannot record in MHMR.
But I just want to make sure that you're demanding the phones are not in here. And I told you I'm expecting a phone call. You can take them from me and put them on the table, but you want me to put them in a whole nother room?
So you cannot record.
You don't want to repeat what you just said?
You cannot record.
So, okay. So are you taking the phone, sir?
He is not.
Who's taking the phones?
Okay, so we are done then. Because
I told you that you can have, so you're trying to control it. You can have my phone, but why do they have to be in a different room and I'm expecting a phone call?
So we are going to conclude this, then we'll reschedule because I asked you multiple times to not record.
I don't feel comfortable with you taking my phones and putting them in another room. And being controlled by MHMR to be abusive and misconduct. The security's right there. This is like intimidation that I had to endure a long time. Yeah, I don't understand if I'm expecting a phone call. If my phones are not recorded and you see them, why do they have to be in another room? To me, it's like that you guys think maybe the FBI could possibly be on it, and you don't, when I'm getting tormented or set up, they don't want evidence of what's going on if someone's potentially on my phone. If my phone is right here, no recording on it, why would you demand for it to be in another room outside of this room? And I'm expecting a phone call.
So I'm sorry.
Genesis called, and yesterday and never called me back. They said they were going to call me back and for domestic violence. And since you guys won't help, I wanted to have my phone in case they called.
And that's fair, right? And so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and end this then because I've actually.
I don't have to record, ma'am. I just don't understand why you have to have a phone call.
Now that we've canceled the session.
So you're controlling me. You're controlling me and forcing abuse, which I've had to endure years. I don't understand why you have to take my phone and put it in another room if you see on if I'm up in both devices and I'm not recording. And then why you control me and punish me by canceling the session. Because I don't understand why it has to be in another room. You guys won't help. Nobody will help me on the planet. So if the FBI is indeed on my phone, what are you doing? Why you have to have my phone in a whole nother room and then don't want to talk about it? And then cancel the session when I wanted clarity on why you have to have my phone in a whole completely different room. If you see on both phones I'm not recording, I've already mentioned to you I'm expecting a phone call, and now you want to cancel the session that I went out of my way to be at to get therapy.
So I apologize if it's an inconvenience to you.
No, what I'm saying is I don't understand why the phone has to be in another room. Sure. And then why you won't mention that.
I've allowed you the space to talk, right? So it's my turn. So the phones cannot be in the room for that reason specifically.
You would have my phone. You were taking my phone.
Can I please finish?
Sure.
And so to make sure that we're all on the same page and that you are safe, I understand the recording, but
what do you mean safe? What do you mean by safe? Because you're not doing anything about the abuse.
Can I please finish?
That doesn't make sense. Go ahead.
Can I please finish? Thank you. All of our phones were going to be in the next room. Because
why?
I believe it's unfair if we ask something of you.
Why do the phones have to be in another room?
Kiana, if you continue to cut me off, I am going to ask that you leave, and the session is completely over. I'm trying to explain to you why the phone needs to be in the room and why we can't record.
Okay, I asked you, and each time that I ask people questions, they try to back me in a corner and intimidate me and use things that I hold important, like getting therapy. But the therapy's already sabotaged if my therapists want to conspire with crimes, like they've been doing years. So I asked you point blank, what is the problem with having my phone in here if I'm expecting calls?
Because
if you took the phone, I did not mind giving him the phones.
Okay.
Someone
I was
else.
instructed that the phones cannot be in the room.
Why?
I'm following the instruction. I don't know
who gave you that instruction.
My supervisor did. Okay.
Yes.
And so because of that, the phones cannot be in the room. If
the
phones are in the room, we are done.
Okay. I don't have a choice because no one's got their charges. Gotcha. So I think that you guys don't want the phone because you start the bullying and the intimidation and the mistreatment, and you want to control me like they've been doing years to enforce that I be mistreated and abused. That's what I think. I think that perhaps you think that possibly someone's on the phone and you don't want to hear the mistreatment to show a conspiracy. But if you're canceling the session because I asked you why you had to have the phones in a different room, and I'm expecting a phone call from Genesis. They didn't call me back like they said. That's already abusive. Okay. If someone's life is in jeopardy, why would you not call them back the same day? Okay. So I had to have my phone in case that lady called, and because you guys won't help. You keep saying that you're concerned about my safety. I've been set up multiple times by MHMR people and other people. Blatant lies. So for you to demand my phone like they've been doing years, and each time I up my phone, I get mistreated. My abuser lets me have it through parties that he shouldn't be controlling.
Okay, So now, because the session has been canceled, you're more than welcome to wait for that phone call, but the session is canceled and we are done.
Okay, I would like, are you an advocate?
No, I'm a peer specialist.
Okay, well, I need another therapist because she's compromised. I don't want a therapist trying to control and enforce abuse like they've been doing years.
I will actually get with my supervisor to see if that's a possibility.
Okay, yes, but what they normally do is they send someone more abusive. So why you used to take me to the get me coffee, to the libraries? Why has that stopped after I reported my abuse?
Because my instructions have changed. There's a tier, right? And when I say that, that means there's someone that I have to answer to. And if someone that I answer to tells me that something has to end or something has to change, I have to follow instructions.
Okay, so what has happened? Okay, so you have someone. So what has happened is I reported my abuser, and I'm trying to expose that he's controlling environments he should not be controlling. So when I told you that I thanked you multiple different times about getting out because it was vital to get out of this environment. And I appreciated you taking me to the law library. You told me you do it another time. So it's like my abuser's controlling my environments. So if my people allow my abuser to control them in a conspiracy, that's criminal. So each time I report him or try to seek help from a location, I get bullied and mistreated, intimidated, security right there. They do it at domestic violence organizations. Stand by me, intimidate me. You know about 20 false arrests, and all you want to do is make sure my phone's not in the same room. I mean, this is too much power that's abused. Something needs to be done. But since you've already canceled it, and I don't have choices, but I don't think you're going to be a good therapist if you're covering for my abuse. Closing books.
I'm sorry if that's
and then just punishing me for reporting the domestic violence.
The session is now over.
Okay.
That's your experience.
How was the session going to be? Because my therapist is controlled by my abuser.
I'm going to go ahead and walk you out. You go ahead and walk ahead of me, and please stop recording.
Security's still right here. Playing environments. Now, how many women have to have security when they get there? And they're still free. They've done it before in multiple other locations. Just to intimidate and bully. Just don't record the crimes. So I got at this location at around 8 o'clock. And I've been here, the appointment was at 9:30, and I've been here for an hour and a half. So just imagine, put yourself in my shoes. This is just therapy. Intimidation and bullying is just simply that's how much power is abused. The security waiting. And then they've gotten away with it years. Look at what they did at the Department of Justice. That's exactly how they treat me, even getting therapy.